ladies, I want y'all to stop perpetuating this myth that if you date a man who is conventionally unattractive, I think is the nicest way I can put it, then it's going to make him treat you better. I promise to God it's not. That is the biggest lie that they have sold us thus far. I'm not saying to only date men who are conventionally attractive. I'm just saying don't date ugly men thinking that it's going to make them treat you better, because it is not. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow with like superpowers, like superhuman strength, like all of a sudden you were able to pick up a 3-story house and just fling it all the way across the football field with no effort. You weren't able to do that yesterday. Now all of a sudden you can. Aren't you gonna test those powers? I'll speak for myself. I'm gonna test the powers. I would be juggling mansions in both of my hands just because I can. I'm just trying to see how much I can do now because I wasn't able to do any of this yesterday. That's the type of effect it's going to have on him. He gonna say, I ain't never been able to pull nobody like this before. I ain't know I had it like that. It must be something special about me. It must be something special about me. So let me see just how much I can do. If I can get her, who else can I get? And if she'll give me a chance, how much is she gonna let me do? Like, all you doing is giving him a huge confidence boost and adding a little extra audacity on him, as if men don't already have enough. So I mean, do what you want to do, but just don't think it's gonna make him treat you any better, because 9 times out of 10 it is not.
A new dating trend called tracking is when you're absolutely traumatized by the man that you completely lowered your standard for, that literally looks like an ogre. You should lower your standards when it comes to looks in men. You need to look like you're absolutely out of a man's league. Problem comes when you condition a man that looks like an absolute ogre next to you to be better than you through your needy actions, through your anxious attachment, by becoming the loyal golden retriever, all of a sudden chasing him. Because you think you're dating somebody for the first time who's beneath you or lesser than you, you feel safe and you let emotional guard down. You act on your anxious attachment and become a lover girl, become a golden retriever, always reaching out, always initiating, making it comfortable and safe for him. Very convenient. Knowing that you're sabotaging your own relationship with someone that was actually beneath you because you're conditioning him that he is the prize. Not through your words, but through your actions. Here's my take on this. You need to be completely out of a man's league. You need to look like the prize next to him. You need to look better than him, period. The more feminine, classy, beautiful, pricey, and expensive you look, the more you're communicating to a man by simply looking a certain way, what your expectations are and your standard. The trash literally brings itself out. A certain man will see you and they know they cannot afford you and you're not in their price range. So I don't think there's anything wrong with lowering your standards when it comes to looks and dating, as long as you still show up as the bad bitch that you are, not all of a sudden naively slip into the lover girl role. Remember that any man will mess you around as long as you condition him that he's better than you and he can do it to you.
Ladies, do not ever date a man below your league, thinking that he's gonna treat you like a princess. No man will try to humble you more than a man that's below your league. In his mind, he's unlocked a whole new level. He will not think he got lucky and he's hit the lotto and he just needs to cherish you. A man that has hit a miracle will have his ego inflated. He will think this is what he's capable of always now, and that you should be so lucky to have him. He will then find ways to put you down and make you feel like you have to prove your worth to him. That man will have you questioning your worth. I see it all the time. And still at their core, they will always question if you are above their league. And they will have that resentment building up inside. And they will stop at nothing until they make you feel small, so they're able to feel tall. So do not waste your time with anyone below your league. We are at our league or higher. Actually, no, preferably higher. Just go higher. Because that caliber of man will actually value you. Trust me when I say no one treats you worse than someone below your league.
You better not date that ugly man. He's going to make you suffer for being beautiful. Let me cook for a second. If you're not a beautiful woman, you will never understand this. But I'm talking about the real beautiful women who decide to take a chance on a man that is not their type, or a man that does not look good, or a man that they are not sexually attracted to. I don't care how good he treats you in the beginning. You better not date that ugly man. He is going to punish you for being beautiful. And the reason that he's going to punish you for being beautiful is because he feels deep down inside that he is not visually on your level. So he has to bring you down to the way that he feels about himself. He knows in his heart, he feels in his mind, in his heart, that he has no right dealing with a woman that is beautiful as you. He can't figure out why you would choose him out of all of the other men. And so he's going to beat you up psychologically. He's going to beat you up emotionally. He's going to bring you down to where his self-esteem is. And if he's a coward, he'll even put his hands on you.
So you know how they say to never give the medium ugly man a chance, because you're going to give him a chance and he's going to break your heart worse than any other man has, and then you're going to be like, well, why did I give the medium ugly man a chance? I wasn't even really attracted to him. And we all know that he wouldn't be dating you if he wasn't attracted to you, but you're like, I always go for looks, or looks usually factors into like, let me just go for personality. But then it turns out like he was pretending to be someone he wasn't the whole time, so joke's on you. But like, alas, same outcome, not good for you, right? But still, that doesn't stop us. That doesn't stop us from giving medium ugly men or men that we're not attracted to a chance, right? So since that hasn't stopped us, we haven't learned our lesson. Think about this. You know how couples who date for a long time, or people that are married for a long time, end up starting to look like each other? Is that what you want for yourself? Is that what you want to look like? Is that what you're aspiring to? Think about it.
I see so many good-looking girls just get mistreated by some ugly fucking dude. I'm not trying to be out here saying, oh, I'm the most attractive dude. I just see, this is what I see. You see like a Victoria's Secret level model out with some fucking dweeb who just treats her like shit, and she puts up with it. Ladies, if your boyfriend isn't treating you right, just leave, because there's some dude who will. But I feel like women nowadays crave the toxicity, and they crave just being treated like shit. And it's really sad. Like, I don't know why they do it. I don't know if it's like a subconscious need to fix someone or change someone, or just, I don't know, maybe they just like it. But if you're not being treated well, just leave. Obviously, it's easier said than done. But like, I know so many women who have just been caught in such toxic and just shitty relationships with just a piece of shit dude. Like, I knew a dude who would talk about like cheating and wanting to cheat on his girlfriend all the time. And the girlfriend knew about it, but she still just stuck with him. And they dated for like 2 years. I think they're still together. It's just really fucking sad. Like, love yourself enough to leave a situation like that. As hard as it might be, just love yourself some more.
Ladies, I'm going to tell you, the worst thing that you could possibly do while dating is lowering your standards for an ugly guy, because you think that because his looks play a key that he won't treat you dirty. I will tell you 110%, no matter how that guy looks, he will still cheat on you and entertain other girls. By that time, you done already lowered the bar for a guy that you probably told your friends that, oh, it's just a bad picture. See, the thing is, guys do not care how good you may look or how lucky he may be. Because if he sees a girl that he may like or is attracted to, or, you know, someone else that he may want, he will still cheat, no matter how good you may treat him. See, while you may think giving that ugly guy a chance means that he is going to treat you better, he is thinking of ways that he can actually take advantage of you. But y'all stay safe.
When you see an ugly man with confidence and you can sense the broken soul of the beautiful woman who gave him the audacity, you just know somewhere out there's a woman who tried. She believed in him. She said looks aren't everything, and the universe punished her for it, okay? Because that man walks around now like he's God's gift to women, okay? His shirt slightly too tight, cologne loud, okay? Giving unsolicited opinions. And it's all because one kind-hearted woman once said, you're actually kind of cute when you smile, you know, and she created a monster. You know, a man who now flirts with cashiers, who says, you ever been with a real man? And thinks his funny personality can fix everything. No humility, no awareness, just pure inherited confidence. And it's never the good guys who get it, okay? It's always the ones who peaked in a group chat compliment. Okay, that one moment of validation changed their brain chemistry forever. Okay, now he's out here moving through life like he's a prize, you know, wearing sunglasses indoors, saying, women love me, bro, you know, while some poor girl, you know, from 2017 is at home thinking, oh my God, what have I done? So yeah, every time you see an average man walking around like a Greek god, just know that there's a beautiful, emotionally exhausted woman somewhere who accidentally built him, and she's never making that mistake again.
It's always the unattractive man. It's always the unattractive man, because he doesn't like himself. If you don't feel good about yourself, then you are not nice to others. And men are the worst at it because they don't even have the self-awareness to realize this. Women who may be struggling with, self-esteem issues, we're aware of it, but we smile at other people, we're kind to other people. We don't project our self-hatred onto other people. But these unattractive men, I had one slide into my DMs today saying, you look tired and like sad. And I was like, yeah, no shit. I'm 40. I've been through a lot. And the majority of my trauma has been caused by, guess what? You, unattractive men. The guy has the audacity to say something like that to me when I know he eats donuts every morning and hasn't hit the gym once in his life. It's always the unattractive men. I literally, after that, I was like, don't even talk to them. And I'm sorry I have to do that. That I have to scan the room, see an unattractive man, and just be a snob. That's why we're snobs to you. Because you're the rudest ones. You stare way too long. It's creepy. Attractive men don't treat you like that. They'll look away, they'll glance. They will treat you with kindness and respect. And the wealthy man doesn't treat you that way either. The wealthy man is very kind. He got his wealth because he was nice to people. He creates real value in the world. Broke, unattractive men are the worst kinds of human being on this planet. I said it, and I'm avoiding all of you. Don't slide into my DMs. I'm blocking you all.
I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but fuck it. Ugly guys are a scam. Going for personality and settling for looks is a scam. They're going to do what they're going to do anyway. You might as well have something good to look at. Why can't you have someone that looks great, that you're genuinely really attracted to physically, but also has a great personality, has a great heart? If you know you can offer that, why don't you deserve that in return? Why do we settle? Why do we think we can only get one or the other? We get what we think we deserve. We get what we believe is likely to happen. So if you think, oh, I can't have it all, you can only have this, you can only have that, someone has taught you that from a place of settling. You would only settle if you believe that's all you can get. We've all seen it, or we've all been there when someone liked you first, the guy liked you first, and you weren't really attracted to him, and you gave him a chance, you settled, you got your feelings involved, and then he let you down anyway. Even in healthy relationships, there are going to be times where you bicker, or you argue, or you disagree, or whatever it is, or they're getting on your nerves. At least you can look at them and be like, you know what? He's pissing me off today, but at least he's hot. At least he's good looking. Like, you feel good when you look at your partner and you're like, I'm so attracted to this person. Why wouldn't you have that? And I know this sounds very shallow and vain, and fuck it. If that's how you judge me to be, then that's your judgment. I know who I am. I know what I value, and I don't give a fuck if this sounds shallow. It's not about just having looks or having money or being successful. It's not about just having that. It's about having that as well as having a good personality, as well as being someone that has integrity, treats people well, has a good heart, is kind, is empathetic, is emotionally intelligent. And I know I have this quality, so why wouldn't I want that in someone else? Because remember, men go for looks. Men are not going to get with someone that they're not attracted to. And then people will say, oh, men are visual animals. Oh, it's their primal thing. What the fuck? That's a load of nonsense. They want someone pretty, but they also want someone with a personality. They want it all, so why can't we have it all? If you have layers, you've worked on yourself, and you also take care of your parents, you treat yourself well for yourself on every level, then why wouldn't you want the same from your partner?
If you're a pretty woman and you've ever been done terribly by a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5 on a 10 scale, if you've ever been mistreated by a man that was not as attractive as you, I'm gonna tell you why. You literally just gave a bum superpowers. You just let a man wear your beauty. He's wearing your energy. And he's never felt this before. It's never, he's never seen himself so swaggy, so saucy, so dope before. So now he wearing your energy, so he looking better. He's more attractive because all the women are seeing your beauty on him. And so now he thinks, I'm dope. I can go out into the world and get another one just like her. Suddenly he thinks that it's him. He thinks he just became dope out of nowhere. You gave him the delusion that he was dope because you allowed him entrance to a realm of life he should have never had access to. Stop it. Charity never leads you anywhere but to a place where charity needs to be had. Are you catching my drift? So I'm gonna tell you what you do, because he's just riding off your energy. If you block him, completely cut the source from which this energy is flowing from, which is you, take yourself out of the equation. Don't call him. Don't let him call you. Don't talk to him. Don't entertain him. Don't go around him. Completely wipe yourself out of his world. You will starve him of the energy that he's using to be dope now. And it'll be just like the little Cinderella story when the pumpkin and the dress and the, all that starts shriveling up and disappearing at midnight. It'll be just like that. And once you walk away, you'll leave him with the little scraps that he came in with to begin with. Now, if you do this too many times without calling back your energy, you keep letting these bums worry your beauty, eventually you gonna start looking like them. You gonna start looking less and less and less attractive, and they energy swapping with you. So don't be mad. Don't get angry. Remove yourself, because if you stay mad, you still giving him energy. The best thing you could do is completely forget him and learn from the experience that you just had. Don't you ever use yourself as charity for a bum. You're welcome.
And if you are an 8, a 9, or a 10, this is why you cannot date an ugly man. And this is important even if you are maybe a 4 or a 5, but you're dating a man that usually only dates like 1s and 2s. This still applies to you, so pay attention. Men that are unattractive, that end up in relationships with women that are incredibly attractive, will not do right by those women. Men that are unattractive, that end up in relationships with women who are above average in their attractiveness and their beauty, they will not, in almost 100% of cases, they're not going to do right by you. Okay, and here is why. This is also why in that video I made about the types of men that you should avoid when dating, and the very last thing I said was that if his ex looked worse than you, or she was a mud duck, if she was ugly, don't date him. This is why. Men are ego driven. Okay, they are not as tapped into their emotions and their feelings as women are, and especially when it comes to dating. When it comes to dating, men want to get the most bang for their buck for the least amount of effort and the least amount of energy and the least amount of money. Okay, meaning that they want to, within their social status and within their range of motion, depending on the type of motion that man has, that man wants to try to get the most bang for his buck. And if he's an unattractive man, he understands that being an unattractive man is not going to get him, in most instances, a supermodel type woman or a gorgeous woman. He knows that he's going to have to settle. He doesn't want to, but he knows that he is, because most attractive women are not going to give an ugly man a chance. Okay? So what happens is, when you are the type of woman that is, you're keyed into your emotions, and you decide, hey, I'll go on this date with this guy that's less attractive. You talk to him, you get to know him. You begin to tell yourself, well, I can look past his unattractiveness because he has some qualities that I find attractive. That's where you're going to go wrong, because trust and believe you me, a man is never going to look past your unattractiveness and look at your qualities. He's not going to do that. He's going to say, well, I know like she's got these good qualities, but this woman over here looks better. So he's going to still, if he has an opportunity to be with that woman that looks better, if she gives him a chance, he's gone. Okay. But women, often we make concessions, right? Because we're like, oh, well, he's nice. I mean, he's not a looker, but he's this or he's that. You cannot afford to do that, because once a man feels as though he has attained you in some way, okay, whether it's you say like, yeah, we can start dating, or yeah, I'll be your girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. Some of y'all even marry these men. Okay, you are going to see that man slip into a different attitude with you. You're going to see his ego, you're going to see his energy shift, and he's going to step into ego-driven behaviors. He's going to start to feel like he needs to control you, because he understands that attractiveness-wise, he doesn't have what it takes to keep you, and he's going to start to become jealous.
Wait, let me get this straight. So because you guys think they are not good looking, they are not attractive, that they are not going to do you just bad. In fact, they will do you more bad than the one you think are more attractive. Let me tell you something. Men will always be men. Ugly, sexy, whatever. They will always be who they are. And because I have this particular friend back then when I was in Africa. The guy was not good looking, like at all. And this girl is a 10. The way this guy maltreat this girl, I was asking myself, why was she there? To think of it, I am now beginning to realize that they are the one that are doing the most, just like what the other lady said, because they think that, oh, okay, she's pretty, that means I can always get every pretty girl that come my way. Maybe there's something special with me, and they started treating beautiful girls badly. Girls, please, I know it's scary that we feel like those guys that are sexy, they always have their DM full with girls and other stuff. Sometimes those guys that are more handsome, they are just single. They are just single, and girls are not going for them because they think that we have this mentality that most of these handsome guys, there are a lot of girls on their DM, which is true for some of them, but not all of them. Some of them, they are very single, but because they are good looking, we run away from them. We think the ones that are not attractive, those ones, we are safe with those ones. Sometimes you might be lucky. You might be lucky to find an unattractive man and you'll be safe with them. Why sometimes they are the devil, like, girl. So for me, I just think men are men. Unattractive, attractive, six-pack, pot belly, men are men. That is what I feel. For me, I just think that you should don't go for the looks. Just go for, study the person. Go for the how do I say, the personality. Somebody might be ugly, that person will have good personality. Somebody might be handsome, very, very attractive, that person will have good personality. So go for personality, not the looks, not the looks. So you've heard it, girls, and it's true. Most of guys that are very unattractive, they do too much. Okay, guys, we'll come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.